What's up, the world of YouTube and my beautiful Zoom attendees? So we're going to talk about a DIY self-love blend. And you guys are going to create it yourself. I'm going to go over, I think I have about 10 essential oils here. And you can really follow your intuition. I'm going to go over how they're really going to help you emotionally and the importance of using essential oils every day and how they work. My name is Jean Collins, for those of you on YouTube. A little bit about my story. I used to get sick all the time. Oh, I had what I called pizza face acne because I felt like I looked like a pepperoni pizza or a really crispy cheese pizza. And that's really because my elimination system was really having an issue with not producing. My digestive system wasn't working. But this is all stuff I found out later, and I also got rid of the toxins. So with all of that, I've really been able to support my body every single day by removing those toxins. My immune system's great. I'm able to help more people thrive, right? It's just such a beautiful thing. And that is huge for me. So we're going to talk about essential oils, and then you guys are going to be able to create your own self-love blend. And I'll go over some of that as well and how to do that. Also, the reason why I specifically use Young Living essential oils is because not only has my health massively improved, but we have over 14 farms internationally. And it's just such a huge, beautiful thing to really be able to know where your products came from. And we are a big company now, but we did have really small start. Really, this is back in the day, right? And so with that, it's just been such an amazing thing to really be able to share my success, is really help other people feel successful too and use essential oils. Now, the first oil we're going to talk about is pine. And it's very interesting because as I was looking these up and kind of going with the emotional aspect, intuition is such an awesome thing. But for a self-love blend, a lot of the time when we have issues physically, like with our lungs, or we get congested a lot, and you'll see this, our lungs hold grief and inner crying, right? And then they're also near the heart chakra. So we really want to make sure that we are supporting our beautiful body with essential oils, because when we put them on topically, they're going to help us by the aroma. Instantly, that aroma goes to the brain. The limbic center of the brain helps with heart rate, blood pressure, mood, and among other things. So it's just such a beautiful thing. And pine, also how you use an essential oil is really, you should drop it. That was 2 drops, that's fine. I'm an adult. If you need, pine is a really gentle oil. I've never had an issue with pine, putting it on topically, just neat. So me applying without the carrier oil, which V6 is a carrier oil, or jojoba or almond or grapeseed, right? Then that is adding that dilution, right? It's just diluting it so that the essential oil absorbs slowly. Whereas if you put it on neat, it's just going to kind of go in. So some essential oils are hot, so you want to make sure you do have a carrier oil as you're getting started for anyone who is new. Now, I will say that I'm going to do one thing really quick. Pine is really good for the lungs. Pine is amazing for the lungs, and I love it. So I have a diagnosis of asthma, and I snowboard in a beautiful area, Taos, New Mexico, and it's over 10,000 feet. So I use a lot of pine or tree oils, because think of a tree, right? A tree has the branches and the roots, right? You flip it over, it's similar to our lungs. And if you look in the blown up image of the lungs, kind of looks like trees, right? So it's really cool. So pine is really good for supporting your lungs and your sinuses. And it does help with confidence, because if you think of a tree, right, they're always standing tall. So that's one of the reasons why I added this for a self-love blend. Because when we have confidence, when we really love ourselves, we're going to be able to pour it on to others more, which is such an important thing. So let's say we're going to talk also about some emotions. If you're feeling unimportant, this is a great oil for you. If you like, think about, no one else needs to know here, but think about how you've been feeling when I talk about all these oils, because that's going to help you create your blend. So the opposite side of feeling unimportant is you are valuable. If you just wanted to use pine by itself, you can create your own affirmation. The one that I have looked up is I am taking responsibility, right? Because when you take responsibility, you know your worth and you know that you are important. So pine by itself, I am taking responsibility. You can also create your own. You can use something like I am important, things like that. So there is pine. And again, we're going to go through all these oils and then have time to create our own. So Eucalyptus Radiata. So there's a difference between stress physically and stress emotionally, right? Eucalyptus Radiata is really going to be great for that physical stress. So when you are like sore, if you're running around and you could just, it might be a little bit of both, but you can feel it more in your muscles, or like your stomach is really like you've been stressed out and you just always have stomach issues, then I would use Eucalyptus Radiata. And this also, again, is a lung oil. It's really good for the lungs. The reason why, again, like I said, it's the lungs hold that grief, that inner crying. And it also is near the heart chakra. So we want to open it up and help us allow that love to flow. Because when we are full, we're able to pour on to others. So if you're physically stressed, the opposite of that is having fun. So you can say life is fun, right? Life is fun, because it is. I'm enjoying life. Things like that. If you just wanted to use eucalyptus by itself. And again, you would just take a drop, and you'll notice I'm not touching the bottle lid, because essential oils are amazing and they do support us, right? And they, think about a plant. When a plant, like when you cut a wildflower, it has that ooze right away to help heal it, to help repair it. So essential oils have that beautiful thing, and that's why they work with us, because they're oxygen and carbon and other things, and so are we. But we don't want to add more gunk, right? So let it drop, as well as you're letting it go into your aura energy center, the energy that comes off you. Maybe you don't believe in that, that's cool. But we've all met people that were like, okay, I don't know how I feel about you. And other people are like, oh my God, you're my person, right? That's the energy that you're feeling. So Eucalyptus Radiata is really good for having fun, and it'll help if you have been physically stressed. So again, all of these, just think how you have been feeling, because this is going to be your specific blend. So joy is a blend in itself. And I picked this up because it's joy. It's literally joy in a bottle. Also though, because we're talking about the lungs and the lungs holding grief, grief is one of the oils that joy helps with. I recently lost my 14-year-old brother unexpectedly. Been using quite a bit of joy and gratitude. Those are two blends. So joy is amazing. A lot of the time when I do apply it on my heart chakra, it does have a lung connection. So grief, the opposite of that is happiness, aka joy. And your affirmation that is in this beautiful book, Releasing Emotional Patterns, is change brings growth. Change brings growth. It's just a beautiful essential oil. I love joy. Plus, like we talked about with Eucalyptus Radiata, life is fun. We want to enjoy our life. So this is an oil that I use every day as well. It's in the Great Day Protocol. That's 4 oils, but I'm going to go to lavender so I stay focused. So I picked lavender because, well, there's a few different emotions, but one of them was criticism. I picked that because a lot of the time we are sometimes we're our worst critic, right? But also if we're feeling criticism around us, it can affect how we think about ourselves. So that's another aspect of it. So the opposite of criticism is also unconditional love and acceptance. So unconditional love and acceptance, and we're creating a self-love blend, right? So your affirmation, if you just wanted to do lavender by itself, is I receive. Also the alarm point, again, that's from this beautiful book right here. The alarm point is the skin. I figured most of us would be women, but and also if you're a man, it's fine too. But the skin is such an important aspect, mostly for women, you know, the anti-aging and all of that. And the skin is also a lot of the time an indicator. Like I said, I had pizza face acne. I knew, or now I know, that it was just something out of balance inside my body. At that time, I didn't know that, right? And you can do it topically, but you also want to take care of your body internally, right? And just understand the skin. So that's lavender. Geranium. Geranium is such a great essential oil. So again, the emotion I picked was wanting to please, because I felt, actually, I think that was, anyways, wanting to please. The opposite of that is detachment. And your affirmation is I am loved. It's also interesting because the alarm point is the heartstrings. So I would say the heart. So, and geranium is also in joy. Joy, again, is a blend. Joy is a blend of bergamot, Ylang-Ylang, geranium, lemon, coriander, tangerine, jasmine, Roman chamomile, pomarosa, and rose. So that is joy. Okay. And again, geranium, wanting to please, you're detached from that, you know, like others are always going to have an opinion. Detached from that, and your affirmation is I am loved. The next one is Ylang-Ylang. I don't know where I put my Ylang-Ylang, so we don't, but Ylang-Ylang is amazing. I'm going to get some more because it's one of the gift with purchase items this month that Young Living does. They don't have to do, but it's great that they do it. So I'm like, well, if I can't find it, I'm getting more. It's perfect. So if you're feeling drained, if anyone here is feeling drained, you really want to make sure that you are open to source. I am open to source is the affirmation. I am open to source. And make sure that you're creating that happiness, that flow, right? And again, the heartstrings are another alarm point. So you can say the heart. Okay. Now we have grapefruit. Grapefruit, if you're feeling distressed, so if you're distressed, you can really recognize that you're distressed. So that may be like both the emotional and the physical stress. You're just like you're pulling your hair out, right? The opposite of that is grateful. With whatever you're going through, find gratitude in it. You're probably going through a beautiful, amazing lesson, and you're going to grow from it. So distressed, find gratitude. Your affirmation, I accept. And again, this is another heartstrings oil. I told you guys earlier, I was like, man, I just picked all these oils properly. It was great. So grapefruit, it's going to help you with some gratitude. The next oil that you can choose from is lime. Anyone here not feeling motivated? You're unmotivated right? You're just like, just done. If you're feeling unmotivated, the opposite of that is focused. And lime can help you get really focused. And your affirmation is, I am responsive, right? Because when you're focused, you respond to things. And one of the alarm point is for this one that Carolyn Mean thought of or believes is the lungs. Oh, I put that book underneath here. Again, this is the book. Is the lungs. So spot on. Again, I love it. Affirmation or affirmativeness, trusting the flow. So vanilla is a new oil. So it wasn't in that book, but vanilla is just really good to enhance other aromas. And a lot of people do like the smell of vanilla, but then there are those that are like, dude, I don't want to walk around smelling like cookies. So yeah, you decide what's best for you, whatever you think is best. So for vanilla, also vanilla takes a year, the way that we process it at Young Living, and this goes back to our Seed to Seal, the scientific research center that Young Living has, where we have over 50 scientists, because Seed to Seal is science, sourcing, and standards. Created this to make a better extraction of vanilla, and it takes a year's process. So vanilla is amazing. And it can just enhance whatever aroma. Now, last but not least is frankincense. Frankincense is a really spiritual oil. If you are feeling worthless, if anyone here is feeling worthless, okay, the opposite of that is approval. And I would say it's self-approval, because again, we have to love ourselves, right? If we're doing something all the time for others, we're probably running around and we're not really fully happy, right? When you are in purpose, in alignment with what you're doing, you're gonna excuse, or joy is just gonna be pouring out of you all the time. That's all the time, just all the joy, right? And the alarm point is the gums or the teeth. So if you have a lot of teeth or gum issues, you might have some worthlessness feelings. And hey, we've all been there. This is a judgment-free zone, okay? And this is for you to think about. I'm not like all of that. So frankincense is really going to help you to have that approval for yourself. Your affirmation with that is, I am valuable. So I am valuable is your affirmation. So that is, in a nutshell, the essential oils that I have picked. There are others. Young Living we have over 200 essential oils, singles and blends, and we have over 600 products with our supplements, our makeup. And so supplements, makeup, some food items, a healthy drink, teeth care, yeah, I just said that, yep. Personal care, just all the things. that was mouthwash. Okay, so kind of back to this. I grabbed a 5 ml and I'm repurposing my beautiful 5 ml bottle, right, from Young Living, right? Reduce, reuse, recycle. And I have the V6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add half of this V6 in here, right? And then you're going to need about 45 to 50 drops, depending on the oils that you add. And each oil has a different viscosity. That's the thing with essential oils. Hold on, I'm going to get this to, it's like, maybe that's, all right, I might have to add that later. It's being a little funny. It's probably good. When I need it to come out slow, it's going to be amazing. So I'll add the V6 later, but you can do however you want. Well, it's mostly halfway there anyways. I'll add a little bit more. So with adding essential oils, you're going to want to be aware of the order of the oil if you really like your self-love blend, because there is a harmonic way. So that harmony when you're creating blends. That's why, like, yes, I listed off the oils in joy, but that doesn't mean that they're added in that specific order, right? And that can create a different harmony. That can create a different energy, right? Harmony is energy. So you're going to want to put that order in. Again, this is your blend. Trust your intuition and have fun with it. The reason why I am also, like I said, it's 45 to 50 drops. So you guys are welcome to start blending, those of you live. But I'm going to finish my presentation and then we will unmute and have some fun talking. So the reason why I really want to make sure that everyone understands the importance of using essential oils, you're also creating a perfume. This is your self-love blend, but this can also be a perfume. This is one way to create a perfume. As I mentioned earlier, carrier oils are really amazing because they help the essential oils slowly enter into the skin. That means that the essential oil is going to stay on top of the skin longer, aka creating a perfume. There is another way that you can create a perfume with witch hazel or alcohol, water, and your essential oil. It's one of my little perfumes. So that again it's not really a perfume because we know that a perfume is a toxin. Anything that's a perfume or a fragrance is a toxin. And in 1976, they grandfathered in 65,000 toxins. And that word fragrance is a way that companies hide the ingredients. It's their proprietary blend and they can put whatever they want in it. So that's also why I live the toxic-free life. And I mentioned a little earlier, we have supplements, we have personal care products. I even called it teeth care. Just amazing products to help get rid of those toxins and use it every day. So that's what I really encourage all of you guys to do with the things in your house. Look for things like sodium lauryl sulfate and planthras, and well, make sure you're not using GMOs. Also, we have talc nanoparticles. The list goes on. There's a lot. And the FDA says they're okay because it's a little bit, but we've all seen some sort of leak, like a leaky sink. That bucket fills up quickly. And then for our body, those little bits, it's called bioaccumulation. And those toxins are usually endocrine disruptors. The endocrine system is our moods and our hormones. So we want to be really protective of that. This is the value of living the toxic-free life. If you are really having issues with your self-love, please look at your ingredients and ditch the toxins. If you would like, I'm happy to help you talk more about that. That's really not this class. This is just my last little minute on that. And we want to just make sure that if you're like, hey, I like some of these oils, and you can see the value, right, of using them every day, you diffuse them too, right? It's just so cool. And that how they're really going to help you with your emotional well-being. And then when you have that emotional well-being, it's going to spread out to all of the areas in your life. Your relationships will get better. There's just so many great things. So if you are like, hey, I need these oils, I will, for those on Zoom, I will put my link in the comments or the chat. And then below is my link in the description for those on YouTube. And you can literally get all these items and you'll get some amazing free gifts with ordering all these items. Because that's what Young Living does. They do gifts with purchases. The first one at 100 PV, which will also unlock your 24% savings, is free shipping. So if you're like, hey, I'm just going to grab these items, get some free shipping, do $100 worth, that's awesome. And then if you're like supplements, again, it's not really our topic, but you can look into, we have a vitamin C, vitamin D, grab those, okay? that's pretty much it. I'm going to unmute so that I can talk with my beautiful team and make my own self-love blend. You guys on YouTube have a great one and see you next time.